me wanna holler, go away. I need more peace and hope and love. Where do I find it in this crazy old world? I need strategies, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Every time I listen, Lauren and David share strategies for living, and it makes me aware. I got strategies for living, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
Oh, you know we need them. Yeah, we need those strategies for living. So are you ready? You ready for your daily dose of radio rehab?
You know, I thought I was ready, and then you ran this wonderful life strategist in on us today.
Oh, you're talking about the wonderful, beautiful, talented Jay Murrell.
Come on. It's too much.
Oh, well, you know, it's always good when you decide that you're going to come in out of the wilderness and be
Or
with
off
us.
It's been too long. So it's only because have you ever moved residences and said, "Boy, I'll never do that again"?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, we
Far
did
too
that.
recently, yes.
Yeah, we did.
And are you recovered yet?
Kind of, but I'll never do that again.
Right.
Hey, folks, welcome into Strategies for Living. We appreciate you being with us, and we appreciate our sponsors making it all possible. The Robinson Film Center and Azalea Cleaners and Pintail Roofing.
Roof.
And Learning RX and the Balanced Life Wellness Center. And Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of the Godfather Alligator Italian Sausage. You know, guys, no tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach to hell.
Yes, Jung.
Wow, that's for
you. Is that profound or what? Yeah, I want to be forever Jung.
We got 7
Amen.
of these.
You know, Carl Jung said that, and that's one of the things that he said. And in fact, you're right, Jay. We have 7. You could call them haunting quotes from Carl Jung that invite us to really look at ourselves and see ourselves in a way that we'll never look at ourselves quite the same again. Now that's tall. That's a tall order.
But he could do it.
Yeah.
But Carl, when you're talking Jung,
Can do it.
Jung can do it. I don't know if I can, top that or not.
That's a good tease.
It is a good tease.
Hang around, folks.
Well, we've got a lot. And I just realized, I usually identify the sponsors here, but I've already done that.
Yeah. I was wondering what you did that for.
Well,
but
I guess I was just all in a tizzy with.
you got all excited about Jay and
all
and
excited about Jay Murrell and Carl Jung. So, folks, come back and join us. We do have Jay Murrell with us today on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back.
Lauren, Jay, and David will find our way to help you out most every day. They help us think healthy and make us smile too. They bring out the strategies just for you. Strategies for living radio. Strategies for living radio.
And welcome into said radio Strategies for Living, that is. Lauren Leon McMillian, Jay Murrell, David McMillan. I think it's very safe to say there's probably not a more interesting human being in the 20th / even 21st century than Carl Jung. At least he would be in the top. You got to put him in the top 10.
Well, put a little meat on that bone. So first of all, he was a student of Freud. And he broke from Freud.
He did because he felt very
Mainly over-
strongly that we have a spiritual aspect.
Right. And Freud was not.
Freud was
an
adamant about,
Right.
You got this life and
We
that's
gotta-
it.
Yeah, we got to keep it
The
very-
contributions of Jung also include pretty much the 12 steps of
Yeah.
Alcoholics
Oh,
Anonymous.
yeah.
They're foundational. Bill Wilson was who was one of the co-founders of Alcoholics Anonymous, was in correspondence with Jung's secretary, and then eventually with Jung.
Yeah.
And
And so he was extremely influential
in the formation of the 12 steps.
The development of,
Right.
and you could arguably say, again, my opinion, but I think I'm joined by a lot of people, that, the probably one of the most healing modalities on the planet that can be accessed for addiction and so many other things are the 12 steps. You can alter the 12 steps to,
for Earth people.
Right, exactly. But I think it is fair to say this with regard to Jung. He was, of course, a Swiss psychologist, but he had a way. He had a way with words. And a lot of Jung's quotes, I mean, if any of us could just Google these days, and there's a gazillion. If you just Google the quotes of Carl Jung, you would have a treasure trove of items to consider, probably for the rest of our lives. Yeah. We're going to take 7 of them today.
Okay.
And we're going to take 7 of them, and what they do, what Jung has a way of doing is forcing us to reassess the things that we thought we knew.
I chuckled because the way I finished that sentence in my head was the way that Carl Jung has a way of doing is making the unconscious conscious.
Pulls
Pulls it out.
Yeah.
I think that's
Brings
right
it
on.
to
I
the
think that's right on
surface.
target. I mean, there, I hope I'm not being disrespectful, but there was another fella that told whose words turned everything upside down.
Right.
That people thought they knew. And that guy's name was Jesus of Nazareth. And because he told parables, and the parables that he told absolutely turned everything that people thought they knew topsy-turvy.
Oh, well, I think that's kind of the point of parable, because if you think of the word parable, it comes from parabolic, right? And we know if we graph a parabolic on a graph, it's U-shaped, right?
Yeah.
And so it's about that coming down. You could metaphorically see it as something as coming down into lower dimensions and then being ascended back up. And so that's the point of his parables, I think, are to resurrect us, if you will, back into our wholeness.
Makes us think, too.
Yeah. To be able to see that full U shape that we take over the course of lifetimes or a lifetime.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump in. One of the first quotes that I want to throw out here in the middle of the table for us to talk about from Carl Jung, and I'm quoting, knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people.
Absolutely.
Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people.
Because if you don't know your own, what our tendency is to do is to project that onto other people anyway.
Yeah.
And so until we deal...
And to react negatively to them because they reflect a darker side of us.
Right. Yeah.
That
That's our
we're
tendency.
often unaware of.
Right. Yeah. And it's out of that unawareness that we react so strongly.
Yeah.
You know,
Which is messed up.
well, Well, it's
human.
It's the
human,
way of
yeah.
life. It's the way of life.
get
We
it, I
all
get it.
act as beautiful mirrors for each other if we allow that and are aware of that.
And if we are aware of that, if we remain conscious of that, we always have then built in the ability to, continue to develop our consciousness.
And this is something that I've really, really witnessed and actually been a part of, in terms of just the counseling work that I have done, right? Because even in training when I was with other counselors, being able to recognize, when we would do mock sessions or something,
right.
It was so important that the counselors that we had dealt with a level of depression or a level of anxiety so that we can deal with that level of depression or anxiety in others and know how to help meet at that level of a person without being afraid of it.
Right.
Because that's the reaction that I saw in a lot of people who hadn't dealt with it. It's fear. Because you don't know it, right? And our tendency is to
tend
be afraid
fear what
of
we
the
don't,
unknown.
Yeah, what we don't know and what we're not.
Good point. I think if we have dealt with our own darkness, then we are less likely to react to someone else who is demonstrating something that we see within ourselves, if we're aware that it's within us as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Total.
Yeah.
So you can be more tolerant, understanding, and patient, and all those good things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. I see what you're doing. I'm familiar with that.
I've been there. I get it.
So everybody has some form of darkness lurking underneath the surface. It's Jung referred to it as the shadow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I like the fact that it's the shadow,
right?
As opposed, because everybody's
for so many reasons.
Yeah. I mean, let's not condemn it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not throw it out.
And
it's part of who we are.
Right. And one of the reasons I love the analogy of the shadow is because you can't have a shadow without light.
I like it.
Good point.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, because if there weren't light and something,
then there would be no
something
shadow
blocking the light, there would be no shadow.
Yeah.
And so that's where the darkness, quote unquote, darkness in us, so the shadowy parts of us, can bring us hope, because what that means is that there is a source of inner light and goodness within us. Otherwise, that shadow could not exist.
Could not be there.
You might be a sociopath.
When we understand,
I'm sorry.
That's okay. When we truly understand our own darkness, and I think this is a lifetime.
Oh, absolutely.
This is a lifetime experience. Mm-hmm. This is a lifetime. This is one of those reasons that I say, if I live to be 105, I want to continue to be a curious student, because it's an ongoing, that's what life is. It's a school where we develop ourselves and hopefully move towards where we're going, moving towards God, towards pure consciousness, right?
Absolutely.
And to play off of the light enlightenment.
Yes, right. Yeah, to the path to enlightenment is to be lighter.
Yeah.
To recognize the light within you and to allow that to lighten you.
So understanding our darkness helps us not only personally, but it also, if we can remember that we all have this side, that we're working on, then it helps us to be less judgmental and more compassionate towards ourselves and towards everybody else we encounter.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's something to that actually on a quantum energetic level too. I don't know that we have much evidence of this, but this is kind of my own personal hypothesis, is that, as you heal, as you recognize and bring in the darkness, the shadow within you, if you're able to, I'm going to say, alchemize that to light and into your being.
Right.
You don't have to tell anybody that. You carry the informational packet of healing of that wound within you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you meet other people who are dealing with that same wound, they recognize
They
it
can tell.
on an energetic level. Like
Yeah.
you don't even have to tell each other.
Right.
I think that's part of why, the 12 steps and AA work so well, because you recognize each other.
You do.
And you each carry that little packet of healing,
It's uncanny.
Yeah.
You can bring somebody into the room, right?
It's uncanny.
and just watch.
Right.
Yeah.
And that informational packet is then like spread to everybody, and you're all better for it, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Jay.
I was thinking more out in the world, you encounter. So I'm in recovery. Okay. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
So you run into somebody and there's just this, it doesn't happen every time, but if you visit with somebody, you can kind of, and the question is, hey, do you know Bill W? and immediately they
That's
go,
your bone.
who's that? Never mind. He's a guy, you don't know him. But then you see often if your antennae is well honed, they go, yeah. How long you been in?
That's the bone you let him pick up.
He's a good friend.
Yeah,
he's a good friend of mine.
Same bias.
And other parts too.
Yeah.
Your mind, hopefully, too.
we are examining today some haunting quotes from Carl Jung that will force you to never look at yourself the same again. We got 7 of these together. We've only gotten through 1. We got to get busy, folks. That's today, right here on Strategies for Living. More to come, more to learn, more to consider.
Facing the same old problems day to day makes you wanna holler, get away. Looking for the road that'll get me there. Looking for hope and peace to spare. Looking for strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
And welcome back in to Strategies for Living Radio. Lauren McMillian, Jay Murrell, David McMillan. We are considering the words of Carl Jung today. Some quotes that are rather haunting from Dr. Jung that force us to look at ourselves and maybe never look at ourselves the same way once we truly understand these words of wisdom. Here's another, guys, to throw out. Life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you're just doing research.
Totally, 100%.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
don't know. I'm at the point where I can agree or understand the exact number.
Yeah.
You got a ways to go.
Yeah.
But you're in that regard kind of advanced because of
She's an old 30.
Yeah, you're an old. You're an old.
She's an old
soul.
30.
She's an old soul.
I think I think it relates. Maybe I think it was Jung. He has another quote where it's like the first half of life is about developing a healthy ego, and the second half is about transcending or letting go.
I think that is. Yeah, I think that is Jung.
Yeah, and so I think that's more where he's getting at than a specific number.
I agree.
Yeah, and life in so many ways is a never-ending journey of discovery, and it we talk, and as you guys were taught in graduate school, as I was, to reframing as a technique to give to people, and when we reframe things, you can take something that looks dark.
Yeah.
Have you ever done this? Have you ever taken actually taken a piece of art or a picture off the wall, and the framing is just the framing, and it's just dark and it needs to be redone, and you take it to the framer or wherever.
Get all the nicotine off of it.
And they put a new frame on it, and they put new mat around it. And you bring it back, and it's like it's the same picture, but it looks completely different.
Right. Yeah.
And that's life. I mean, when we reframe things, we can we can continue to be healthier and healthier and healthier.
I agree, but not only that. I mean, you know, I don't remember who it was. Somebody said it was Henry Ford. He said the only bad mistake is the mistake you don't learn from.
Yeah.
And so I think one of the ways you can interpret this is, you know, you make a lot of mistakes in life and you stack them up pretty good. Lord knows I have. And, you know, if you're able to learn from them, then, you know, there are new vistas that are open. And,
you know, sometimes we don't want to risk failure. So we won't, you know, we won't act. And we don't remember.
And in doing so, we truly fail.
Yeah.
That's
and
really
that
the
if there
only
is
true
if there is such a thing as
Yeah.
failure, but when we fail to consider people like Abraham Lincoln,
Right.
you know, who lost most every election and he failed at business and you know, he got over, you know, he got passed over for different government jobs at different levels that he applied for. I mean, look it up. Yeah, he won, I think, a state legislature election, and he won. He got elected to Congress, but then he didn't get reelected. He lost his reelection.
He was the right man at the right time.
And
right
there you go.
And Ripon, Wisconsin.
He kept at it. He kept at it and kept at it. And thank goodness he did, because most people would say he's the most, you know, successful president that we've had because he held the Union together, you know?
Yep.
The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. This quote from Jung is
one of my favorites.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
You know, because it points to what's the main goal in our life? What are we here to do?
What are we supposed to be?
Yeah.
Well, and this speaks.
It's a discovery.
It is. And it speaks very closely to his idea of the individuation process, right? Which, you know, you and I, David, talk about it as the questions, the big questions, right? Like, who am I? What am I doing here? And where do I want to be?
Right.
Right. It's just that process of stepping back and saying, wait a second. You know, and some people might say, well, it's a form of cracking the matrix, right? It's a form of saying there's got to be something more to life than, you know, what I've been fed, than the programs that I've been running over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's that beautiful process of becoming by unbecoming in a lot of ways.
Well, first of all, you discover it's not the acquisition of things.
Right.
It's not wealth. It's
the experiences.
It's the experiences and what you learn from those experiences and how you are with your fellows and
the relationships. Yeah.
What it takes, you know, I think we were hitting on it a moment ago with the idea of you get up and you keep going. You know, failure is you know, is only when I don't get back up, you know, and dust myself off and try again, because what's the end destination? It's to be courageous enough to be ourselves.
To be fully who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, my guides talk about it. To be fully you.
Yeah.
Be you full.
Be you full. I love that.
To be you full.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deepak Chopra says the most creative thing that we will ever do is to create. It's the act of creating yourself.
Yeah.
And you know, Deepak's a pretty smart guy.
And
I heard of him.
Yeah.
I think we recognize
written a few books
on some level, because we have these trite sayings about we're each as unique as a snowflake and we each have these unique fingerprints. But if we really put that into the grander perspective, you know, that there's over 8 billion of us now, right? And yet we all are this unique treasure trove of experiences and memories that only, you know, the mind within, the soul within you can understand and interpolate and bring back to the fullness from which we came.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which is also why we need to view our fellows as unique creations.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
And to express such gratitude, right? Like,
Right.
because you're doing this
Be
thing
nice.
and you're having these experiences that I don't have to have, and I get to have my experiences.
We don't. This is not something from the West that we do, but it's something from our Eastern neighbors.
Yes.
Is when they greet each other, namaste.
Yes.
You know, and what namaste means is the God in me recognizes the God in you. And that's beautiful.
It is.
You know, and if that can be a reminder, you know, of, okay.
Well, I mean, that's Jesus's teachings.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
there
one
it
of
is.
those last gatherings he had with his disciples was, you know, love one another.
Right.
It's
As I've loved
important.
you.
Yeah, as I've loved you.
And
And he means that.
Yep.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he recognizes that you and I are one.
Yep.
And we're part of the same. So why would I?
Why would I mistreat you if I really understand
Mm-hmm.
that you and I are the same? I would,
From
you
the
know.
same source,
Yeah.
of the same source.
If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Quoting Dr. Jung.
Yeah.
So, you know, a tremendous amount of knowledge often leads to a tremendous amount of loneliness
Yes, it
and
does.
disconnect. You know, it's hard. It's a burden
Mm-hmm.
when you can see things that other people just don't see.
Yep.
Right now, it doesn't mean they can't forever, but right now they can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you look at our world, you know, we're experiencing, we're witnessing a lot of that today,
Mm-hmm.
and you know,
It's one of the hardest facts of healing.
yeah,
You know, and I see it. I experienced it firsthand, and I see it in clients. You know, I think it sometimes keeps us from getting better or from healing, is the fact that, well, if I get better and if I heal and if I really recognize this and continue on this path, there's going to be a lot that's going to change. You know this from recovery, right? Like when if you change the players, you have to change the playground.
Well, you
Sort of idea.
take the family unit.
Mm-hmm.
It's very common when the alcoholic or addict puts it down, gets sober and clean. The family dynamic changes, and sometimes it doesn't end that the family stays together.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Which is kind of counterintuitive. You'd think if somebody got well, but the thing about it, then you get on, and this is a whole nother show. We start talking about codependency.
Yeah.
And enabling behavior.
yeah.
But anyway, I don't want to go too far down that.
Some of the smartest and greatest people to ever be on earth have notoriously been some of the loneliest, right?
Yep.
It's something to bear in mind as we begin to, think you want to live somebody else's life, because you got to be careful.
Yeah.
If you're going to walk in their shoes, you got to be, you got to be willing. I mean, again, we were tossing around the name of Jesus a few minutes ago, and okay, so a lot of people identify as Christian, and we want to follow Jesus. We got to remember what happened to Jesus. I mean,
right.
again,
And so many like him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
when you challenge the status quo in ways, that are radical.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared, because it's not necessarily going to be an easy,
It's not an easy
road. So we are. Jay is tickling the ivory.
Yeah.
We got to go to break.
They're playing the piano.
But we're considering words from very, very interesting, profound words today from Carl Jung. When you really understand what he's saying here in these quotes, and we got a few more to go, you'll never look at life and yourself the same. We're considering that today here on Strategies for Living. We've got more, and we'll be right back. Stay here.
We are
Oh, yeah. We need them. We got them. We're here. We're glad you are too. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian, Jay Murrell, David McMillian. Always love when Jay shows up. When he shows up,
too.
armed with a with an article that we can make into a program. And today is no different. He brought these 7 quotes from Carl Jung, and thank you, because some of these I had not seen before.
I know
Jay.
that you two are Jungians.
Yes.
I said, Shazam.
Shazam.
I'm going to show this to David and Lauren.
I love it.
But they'll do a show.
And we did. We will.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one. In each of us, there is another whom we do not know. Oh, this is so good. We're not as in control of ourselves as we like to think we are.
Oh, yeah, no.
And this is part of the reason that we need to consider and continue to push and learn.
And to dig and to uncover.
Yeah. Every human is made up of layers.
Mm-hmm.
And we can say this in different ways. Internal family systems talks about parts.
Right.
That we all have many, many different parts, some of which compete with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So you could say parts, you could say layers. Not all of the parts are visible.
No.
Not all of the layers are visible on the surface. And some of those layers really we have to work at. We have to dig to peel.
Have to want to.
Yeah. And some of the layers may be impossible to peel off without some added
excavation
help.
And help.
So try this metaphor. So it's not original. It's called Johari's window.
Oh yeah, I love Johari's.
And so it's 4 panes in the window. There's the you that you see and that everybody else sees.
Yep.
And then there's
that's the arena.
Right, the arena. And then there's the you that only you see. And then there's the
that's
room.
that's my secrets.
Yeah,
yep.
Secrets. And then there's the window that other people see that we don't see.
Right.
And then there's the one that
the blind spots. Yeah.
Nobody sees.
The unknown. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. And so in a voyage of discovery, out through if you're blessed to live a long time and are curious, you can those windows change and shape.
And I love what Johari's window says, Jay, that we want to open up a healthy window is where you cut down, you open up the arena as much as you can. Well, how do you do that? Well, you do that through a process of self-disclosure, and soliciting feedback.
Right.
And so that process that you use over and over and over is to get to know yourself better and better. Here's another one. No tree. I said this one is the one that I came with.
The capstone.
Yeah. No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell.
Yes.
Carl Jung, you are brilliant.
This is so beautiful because it's such an elegant way to remember, the growth that we must move through. Because if you think about the roots, they're in the darkness, and they're
down in the muck and the dirt.
They are finding their way through the darkness, and yet, if you know anything about trees, all of those roots are connected through a mycelium network, a network of fungi. And so it's an interesting thing to think about that mirrors itself in human life. Okay, that the fact that all of the trees, the network of trees, my tree in front of our yard is connected to a tree 40 miles away through this mycelium network underground.
Yeah.
It's through the darkness, through our shadows, that we're most able to connect with each other.
Yeah. Here's where counseling actually can come in handy.
Yeah.
Okay.
More often than not, personal growth is about stepping into the dark and confronting the ugliest part of ourselves to bring out our best.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because you must have these.
You got to look at your secrets, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or help.
Yeah, personal growth. I mean, a lot of people want it and seek it, but it ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
It's scary.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to go there.
You got to have courage to really go forward and look at yourself and look at all the places, all the dark, all the roots, all the fungi.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's really about, in a lot of ways, finding your way through the darkness. Yeah, because and it's scary to reach out into the unknown darkness, but that's where a lot of the tree gets its nutrients.
Yeah.
And its connection is through the darkness.
Yeah.
And so it's to remember that, and especially if you see someone who may appear to have this huge bushy, outgrowth of leaves on the surface.
Yeah.
To remember that growth happens differently.
Yeah.
Right? One person may have a lot of roots and less leaves on the surface.
Yeah.
Right? Or the other way around. And it's about balance.
Here's another quote. This may be my favorite.
Okay.
This may be my favorite of all of them. They're all profound. But here's a Jung quote. Show me a sane man and I'll cure him for you. Let me say that again.
That's great.
Show me a sane man and I'll cure him for you. Carl Jung.
Are any of us really sane?
How could we be? Because we're here, if life is truly from birth to death a process of learning, discovery, uncovering,
healing,
growing,
yeah,
then how could any of us pronounce ourselves sane? And yet, some of us do. I mean, we take that stance. I know. I'm the sane one in the room. Yeah. Okay. Be careful.
Watch out for that one.
Watch out for that.
That's the guy you want to watch out for.
Nobody. No, but we need to remember that there's nobody on the planet that's truly perfectly balanced. We all have our personal faults. We wear a lot of different masks, and we have our own personal problems. We point to people and we say, I want to be like him or I want to be like her. But, be careful because you don't know what they are, what's going on.
Don't do that. So
that sounds like some personal experience.
Yeah, don't do that.
Maybe being sane is the thing that makes us insane in the first place. So be careful with your sanity.
It's a very leveling and human thing to consider, right? That none of us are as put together or in control or knowledgeable as we think we are, would like to be, or think others to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that mask thing, huh? Kind of getting there a little bit.
Yeah.
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 Growing up as a little Catholic, you put nuns and priests on a pedestal.
Yeah.
But a harsh thing happened to me because I grew up across the street from the church and the school. So the nuns and the priest were my neighbors. And so as a little boy, I got to look out the window and see the
saw reality.
I saw reality and
people.
humanity.
Yeah.
And so it's important, I think, that that
we all put our pants on the same way.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so it's important to understand that and to not put anybody too far up on a pedestal from ourselves. I mean,
or below.
Yeah. Or below. No.
Either direction can be harmful.
There we go again. Another one in the can.
Yeah, there you go.
Off to the Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. Strategies for living. We'll be right back to wrap up with Lauren and Jay in just a moment. Welcome back in. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian. Jay Murrell, who brought us this wonderful Jungian quotes. I tell you, Jay, I said this earlier, a lot of these I had not heard
really
attributed to Carl Jung before.
Yeah, one or two.
You dug.
I swear I didn't make them up.
Well, I don't think you made them up. Yeah, but I think you got down into the roots.
Yeah,
and found these. So thank you.
I did.
What's the takeaway for either one of you, Jay or Lauren? What's the takeaway from this time that we have spent today?
Ladies first.
Here on Strategies.
It comes back to me to the making the unconscious conscious. To can continually dig and to be a student of life.
There's the real work.
Right. And I think all of these quotes touch on that in some form or another, to remain a humble, curious, playful student.
Humble. Yeah. I totally agree. Couldn't have said it better. Life is a voyage of discovery, and we have to be open and willing to be open to continuing to discover who we really are and how the world works. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way.
Oh, Lord.
Well, some of us have to deal with that, Jay. You know, it's just our burden.
There's a DJ on Keel, and he said it's hard to be humble. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Howard Clark.
Yeah.
Humble Howard.
Humble Howard.
I loved Howard. I loved me some Howard Clark.
It was something.
Yeah. Humble Howard. Rest in peace, my friend. Folks, thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Strategies for Living. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate our sponsors making it possible. The Robinson Film Center and Azalea Cleaners and Pintail Roofing.
Roof.
And Learning RX and the Balanced Life Wellness Center and Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of the Godfather, alligator Italian sausage, and some pretty good muffies too. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call that you could make, who would you call? And what would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Jay Murrell, for Lauren McMillian, I'm David McMillian. See you next time, right here on Strategies for Living.